So I bring you good news. Gen Zs aren't the workplace problem. The problem is an outdated system and broken trust. So let me prove it to you with these three common stories. The first, so when I launched my first book, Breaking a Coconut, I noticed young people weren't reading. Okay, was it that book didn't make sense? No, there were new means of passing the message to them compared to what it used to be. Did we sit around blaming them? My team looked out and said, okay, no. How do we adapt to them? Because what it means is that they are moving into the things they like. So we're the ones that go meet them where they are because we need them. So we needed to adapt books into TV shows and comic versions. The idea was that those were the mediums they understood more, so we had to meet them there. And soon we evolved to having audio series. We had more engagement with that. What was the key lesson? Adapt the medium, not the generation. Clearly, the generation was moving and we had to adapt. Okay, come with me. So my second story is the Volkswagen story. Now, if you remember the Volkswagen story of eco-friendly, where Volkswagen claimed to be very perfect until we figured out that they were cheating. Now, behind the scenes, they were cheating emission test. When the truth came out, billions were lost. And whether you like it or not, trust collapsed. I remember the class I was having. I was teaching, it was a workshop I was having with, I think the sophomore class of, it was a random workshop for workplace skills. And it was random students of Newman University. Correct me if I was right. Yes, Newman University. So we had a random conversation where we're asking questions about the Volkswagen story. It was a case study. There were several questions that were asked. The answers blew our minds. And irrespective of the fact that the Volkswagen story was as old as it is, clear things came out. Because we understand that the generation prior to us had done things that most of our children are not proud of, and most of the next generation are not proud of. It became clearer that Gen Z, the next generation, had to ask questions. So, Gen Z, especially the young ones, won't forgive fake values, which we tend to portray. We had a lengthy conversation on ethics, but I understood with them that it was not about them being ethical, it was about the generations ahead of them being true to their ethics. So the lesson was clear. Don't fake things that you can't sustain or you will break trust. Okay, now let me get to my third story. Now I hope you remember the Enron case, the Enron story. Enron, ENRON, is an American story that you would always love to go back to if you want to understand the value of broken trust. Enron looked like the most innovative company in America. I think we've had more companies. I think we've had more examples for the new generation. I think there was a 2020 story, 23, 22 story that I'd have loved to share. But for today, I'll focus on Enron. So, until Enron was exposed as a house of lies, thousands of people lost their jobs and pensions. Now, Gen Z and millennials grew up watching these scandals, which is why we demand transparency. They demand transparency from us when they ask questions, and I'm like, that's what it is. They ask questions because it's clear that most organizations will see themselves first instead of saving them. So the lesson is clear: be real with your people, because one day they will get tired of your PR and lies. So today, Gen Zs thrive where the workplace is, like I said, adaptive, authentic, and transparent. And if you don't have these core values, you will lose them. Not just Gen Zs, you will lose the future. Why? Because the rule says that, the unwritten rule says that each workplace adapts to the generation. And in 2026, 2025, 2027, the world is focused on the millennials and Gen Zs because they are the ones in front. So clearly, you meet your generation. Okay, I hope the stories inspires you, and it clearly makes it clear to you why you must understand that the Gen Zs aren't your problem. It's time to adapt and meet them where they are. And if they ask questions that look crazy, prove to them you're not like the rest. Cheers to an amazing day. My name is Charles Sumi.